Let's take a look at a few settings related to light sources in Revit families. First, we'll notice some of the lights here, the can light and the lights in the hallway. Clearly they're emitting light. We can see the hot spot on the wall. If we go into Revit and go to the level 1 ceiling plan, we'll select those light fixtures and do the selection box command. You can select this section box and maybe bring the bottom up so we can more easily see the ceiling area. And if I go into the visibility settings for this particular view, expand lighting fixtures and turn on light source, this gives me a good look at which light fixtures have a light source. So we can see this vertical sconce out in the lobby has a light source. These can lights have a light source, as well as the 2x4 fixture in the background. One thing that we can tell, in addition to just the fact that these lights have a light source, is that they're a generic light source. They don't actually represent any real world light fixture. Let me show you what I mean by that. If I select one of these 2x4 light fixtures and go to Edit Family, and then in this family editor I select the light source. On the ribbon we have a light source definition button. When we select this, we see we have shapes across the top and then light distribution types across the bottom. So these first three light distribution types are what we'd consider fake or symbolic light sources, whereas this third one is called photometric. It basically uses an IES file type, so a file name with a .ies extension. And this file is a mathematical description that's been tested in a lab of how light leaves a very specific model number manufacturer light fixture. And I'll go ahead and load one for an LED light fixture, which is the standard that's used in design today. So it's going to be a rectangular shape. Ours is a 2x4, and then it's going to use the photometric web. As soon as we do that, you'll see the shape or the symbol for the light source change. Right now this is a generic option because we haven't selected anything yet. It also rotates it sort of strangely, so we're going to go into the type properties, and as soon as we turned on that photometric web option, we get this section with more options in it. So we're going to want to set this to 90 just to square that light source up with the light fixture. And then we're going to browse for a photometric web. The file that I'm going to select will be available for you in the required files. But it should be pointed out, when you go to change this IES file, if I click on the little button here to select a new file, Revit brings you to this folder that comes with the Revit software when it's installed, and all of the IES files in this particular list are useless. They're just here for tests. These T12 fluorescent light fixtures are actually outlawed and not legal to use or manufacture, at least anymore, so you don't want to use any of these. So in the provided files, there's two 2x2 light fixtures with 19 diodes and 39 diodes, and then there's a 2x4 with 54 diodes, so these are consecutively brighter light fixtures. We'll click OK, and now you see the light source. This particular light fixture is set up to be just 2x2. So actually I should have picked one of those 2x2 options. I'll pick the lesser light because it's in a hallway. Click OK. Now we'll load this back into the project. And now the light source has updated in Enscape. Enscape supports photometric light information, so it may not look drastically different, but when the light has a certain housing shape or it's closer to the wall, the way the light hotspot shows up on the wall will be very distinct looking and more accurate for the light fixture that you're using.